Hello YouTube, this is Gabe for Zyke and Gabe Reviews, and today I will be reviewing the Mackie Designs CR-1604 16-channel mic and line mixer. Now, this mixer has literally been in my household for as long as I can remember. I don't know what year it came out, I don't know anything particularly interesting about this, but we've used it for band practices and recording purposes and all sorts of fun stuff. As you can see, and as I've already said, there are 16 beautiful inputs right here, and they all come into the back. Now, what's kind of fun about this and kind of not fun about this is the first 6 have mic inputs and line inputs. The other 10 are all line inputs. There's no mics. You could plug in a mic with the right adapter, but most of them are, or all of those last 10 from 7 to 16 don't have mic inputs. So you're not gonna want this for specific mic usage. But if you want to plug in, speakers here on these two and then like a couple of instruments and stuff, you could do that. But what I've found we've used this mostly for is in channel 1 we have a mic, and in channel 2 we have a piano. Because in my house we don't do that much studio recording, and we mostly used it again for band practices, me and my brother. Not Zach, but my brother. Now, aside from having these wonderful volume knobs, there is also a pan left to right. You have a solo button here and a mute button here, and then you've got your EQs, and that's about it. These are all EQs. Other than that, it's got a level bar right over here, which is broken actually, and different left to right knobs, and then a solo, which is awesome. This has been my favorite thing to mess with. So what do I think of this mixer? This mixer isn't the first I've ever used. Well, it was the first I've ever used. Let me correct myself. It's not the only I've ever used. I've used about 18 mixers. I could not name most of them. In fact, this is probably the only one I could name. But I've used another Mackie, and I've used some other mixers. This is by far the easiest and most fun mixer to use because it's not complicated. There's no complex things. It's just volume, equalizers, solo, mute. It's very easy to understand. And if the clip lights weren't broken, then it would be so much more fun. But now you gotta listen for the clips, which is frustrating. Which is good that I don't use it for concerts or anything of the sort quite yet. Now, if I had to give this a rating out of 10, not 5 stars, but 10, I'd give this around a 7 because it's so user-friendly and I've enjoyed using it so much. The input is for power is the usual universal input. There's also a phantom and main power. The phantom gives it a it puts it on standby essentially, and the main just turns it on. I do not have it plugged in right now. This mixer is one of my favorite toys in my basement. If I had to give people advice, I'd say on buying new mixers, I'd definitely say this is a good buy. It is really one of the most fun things I've ever played with, and that includes different basses and things of this sort. Now for price. This brand new version of this sells for $700 USD. Excuse me, sorry, $900. That's the new version. That's not the version I have. This is the brand new one that is 2012. Now, at the same time, I just found one of them on eBay for roughly $100. But that was a dumb bid. Now, yeah, upwards of $300, which is a fair price for this. It's got 16 inputs, which isn't a small amount of inputs, and it's very good at conveying sound. It doesn't distort anything, and it's a joy to use. So I give this one the thumbs up, and I would not pay the $800 for the new one, but if you can find one for a couple of hundred on eBay, then that's a good buy, especially if you're just going to use it for setting up in your basement and jamming with friends or something of this sort. That's my last review for today. I will be doing a Kenwood Power app that I've brought up a couple of times, and then I will be done for the day, and I will come back to you with the Aviators tomorrow. You know the drill. Leave me a couple of messages letting me know what I could have done better, and tell us what we can review next. This is Gabe of Zach and Gabe Reviews, signing off.